first.
Yeah, because like.
So yeah. Buffalo falls heartbreaking fashion in overtime to the Denver Broncos at the cost of Bo Nix's ankle. So storylines following this, Josh Allen cries in his presser, kind of puts the whole blame on himself. Sean McDermott gets fired on Monday morning following this. This would kind of mark the first time in Josh Allen's career that he was not bounced from playoffs by an elite quarterback. 4 losses to Patrick Mahomes, 1 loss to Joe Burrow. I would not put Bo Nix anywhere near that category. So,
and one to Deshaun Watson.
And 1 to Deshaun Watson. That's right. That was like really early in his career.
Can't believe you forgot that one of all people.
The Deshaun Watson.
It's okay. He had some implants going on. You had some stuff going on, so you're like.
I got married right around, like literally, like right in that window. So
no, it was at that game.
The day of the Kansas City implosion was the day I got married.
Oh my!
And I checked the score at the before I walked down the aisle, and we were up 28-0. So I'll remember that forever, or whatever it was, 21-0 or whatever it was. Anyway, so. Kind of going into this game, like, what do you guys think the story of this game was? Obviously, a lot of analysis around the reffing of this game and how it was officiated. A lot of talk around Allen and his performance and his turnovers and the Broncos defense. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think if you are putting yourself in a game that goes to overtime, you are inviting yourself a chance to lose. Like, you're inviting yourself. It's too close, and you're putting it, like, people are like, oh, you can't put it in the ref's hands. Well, it's like, if it's a close game and there's close calls, like, it's in the ref's hands. The only way you take it out of that is by dominating and making it without a doubt and not allowing that shit to interfere. And they just could not play clean football, and they could not play consistent football. It looked for a period of time there like they were going to run away with it. That fumble happened, and it flipped the whole game. It really did. But yeah, I kind of want to hear Bahuki's thoughts on the whole ordeal. But Bahuki, go for it.
Yeah, still kind of flabbergasted by the whole thing. Yeah, I kind of feel for McDermott getting fired, but I also feel like it was time. I feel like he had kind of taken the team as far as he was going to. I think he deserves a lot of credit for getting the team out of the mud where we were at before he got here. Rex Ryan was our coach before he was there.
That was a long time ago.
That was literally the last coach before him. And then, like, the thing I worry about is McDermott's going to get hired immediately here. He said he wants to keep coaching immediately. He'll be one of the best head coaching candidates this cycle. I think he would do well at Pittsburgh or Baltimore. So we really got to get this next head coaching hire right. I heard Clint Kubiak's name floated around a bunch. And a whole bunch of other names. I really have no idea what they'll actually do. But yeah, and Brandin Beane's getting a promotion to director of or president of football operations.
Mm-hmm.
So
which is like weird, but I guess like
how many Pro Bowlers has Brandin Beane drafted since he's been there?
I'd say like 5 or 6 if I'd have to guess.
Deion Dawkins, Josh Allen, James Cook.
It's not a lot though. It's not a lot. He's been there for a minute.
I mean, the Bills get snubbed in the Pro Bowl a lot, honestly.
Sure, but I mean, I would say
we were having this.
Think about it this way. Does this roster have like foundational issues to it? Do you have like
Trey White, Tremaine?
I would say yeah. You just got bounced in the divisional round by Bo Nix.
So I want to
you got problems.
that I shared just while we're on the subject, and I'll let you finish. Okay, there was a report going around today that during a meeting 5 weeks ago between Sean McDermott, Brandin Beane, and Terry Pegula, McDermott pointed out flaws on the roster that were preventing the team from reaching the next level. This caused a rift between Beane and Pegula, who are unhappy with the assessment. That's according to Vic Carucci. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, sure. The roster has holes. Every roster usually has some level of hole, especially when you're paying Josh the kind of money that you're paying him. And I think a lot of other teams would trade their problems for our problems. I think we've got a whole lot of first world problems over in Buffalo, and you got to find a way to make it work with Josh, because he's not going to be here forever. I know he just restructured and extended his contract by a year or two, and he's still going to be in Buffalo for a few more years. But they need to really he's going to turn 30 next year, and it's just kind of unfortunate seeing us kind of just get stuck around this point. And we see other teams that are continuing to improve, like Tyler's, and we're just kind of stuck in a different type of mud than we were when I was a kid. When I was a kid, this is all I ever wanted, was for the Bills to be playing meaningful games in December and January. Well, I got my wish, and now it's shitty in a different way. But at least we do have the pleasure of watching Josh Allen, if nothing else. That is kind of fun to watch Josh play football. But
I do feel for the guy, but at a certain point, I'm certainly not losing sleep over him having 4 turnovers. If Drake had 4 turnovers too, it very well could have. I could be upset. Louis, you could be happy. That's how football. It's crazy how close these margins are and how close these games are. All of these teams are really good. They are. But it really just comes down. I personally think it's been coming down to coaching. Right now, I do think I have one of the top 3 head coaches in the league. He's pulled every single lever the right way. It's been insane how he's been able to do it. And getting his players to believe the culture, the things that follow after you play well and people buy into the things. Everybody on that team thinks that Mike Vrabel would die for them. Everybody on that team would die for Mike Vrabel. I didn't feel that for CJ Stroud. I felt like that dog let go of the rope. He's shit, Dalton Schultz is out, just lost another right tackle. All right, man, I'm done. Later.
So moving back to our discussion
I didn't
about
see any fight. Sorry.
You feel like that's how this team looks like? So what, you going to hire Clint Kubiak, who actually is a coaching candidate? I'm surprised he's not getting more interviews. But it's an unproven commodity, right? How long of a window does Josh Allen actually have?
I'd say another 5 years.
Right? 4 years. That's fine. 5. That's really one coaching cycle, right? So unless this person is absolute dog water, as the kids would say, then you really only have one more guy to pair with him. And I don't know.
Who do you pair with him? What do you do?
Mike Tomlin.
That's what I said. I say.
I'm being real. Mike Tomlin.
I agree.
I feel like Mike Tomlin and Sean McDermott are honestly very similar types of coach.
Yeah, but one won a Super Bowl and one didn't.
One did it a long time ago.
Yeah,
but he's also one can manage diva personalities better.
Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl. I wouldn't want to hire Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, but also think about the quarterback that Ben Roethlisberger was great, but Aaron, we all can agree that Aaron Rodgers was a more talented player, correct, than Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger won more because he was more he's that dude. But if you put Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh with Mike Tomlin, I don't know. Maybe they win more. But I think Mike Tomlin's issue for the past 10 years has been he hasn't had a quarterback. Josh Allen's issue over the last 10 years is his team can't play complementary football when they fucking need to. And then when he decides he can't hold everything together by, a bobby pin, everything pulled back, he's trying to do everything and he can't handle it. And like you get to the point where the dam breaks and he starts making those mistakes because he has to do everything. And here you are. Like, no, I don't think he's the guy's regret. Nobody thinks he's regressed. It's just like the pieces around him just aren't there right now, or it's the wrong mixture of pieces.
It's even like watching Stephon Diggs make that catch in the end zone where he gets like double tapped. And it's like, Josh doesn't have that guy right now. Like whether it's Stephon Diggs or not, like he's missing a dude who's going to make plays for him. And that's kind of how you feel about it all, I guess. But anyway, keep going, Blake. We interrupted for a long time.
I don't know what else there is to say about it. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the refereeing stuff. We made a lot of other mistakes earlier in the game. But it sucks being in those kind of situations because like you're in an overtime games happen sometimes in the playoffs, and kind of like what Lamb mentioned, and like then that's like when there's a 50-50 call, we'll call it, without getting into the particulars of it. Like it's, I don't know.
It's a coin flip, bro. You don't want to leave yourself up to the coin flips. You want to play. You want to have victory formations at the end of games. You don't want to be, leaving it up to this dude's decision making down the stretch. Unfortunately,
yeah.
Like it. But I can go on this real quick so we can get back to like we did kind of just like talk for 15 minutes, which is fine. But like let's I think that like they came down like the loss came down to like late game composure and decision making. Honestly, like why are you throwing that ball deep? Like it's next score wins at that point. Like why are you taking that shot? I don't know why you're trying to get it all in one play. Like go drive down the field, dink and dunk, do what you have to do and score, like finish the game off. Like you don't need it to look great. You just need to get it done. But both of these like are ultimately up to your head coach. And he felt the brunt of his decision making and the way that his culture and everything has led to underachievement. I think firing McDermott was the right move. Like again, I don't know what comes next, but like it's better than having this situation you eat up more of Allen's prime and have it continue to not get done. You like Louis said, you still have another full like cycle here of a coach who can come in, build a program, and have the program work for Allen as it grows. I would say this biggest decision of this game was not bringing pressure on that 3rd and 11 that Marvin Mims scored on. Like you had been pressuring Bo Nix a lot at that point. You weren't sacking him per se, but like you were getting the pressure was getting to him. He was making erratic throws, like he was throwing the ball away, and like they weren't as composed later in that game. And then you guys decide to fucking just play coverage on that play, and they beat you, and he beat like it, I just thought it was a poor decision. It swung the game, and you can't let that happen. I think Nick Bonitto was the sicko of this game. I mean that coming from behind strip sack before the half, that was crazy. And then Brandin Cooks, man, he's the ultimate pissy pants player. It's unfortunate there's some sort of curse, but whenever it's a big game moment and you need him to show some like toughness or some like grit, it's just not there. He can't hang on to it. It's happened on 4 separate occasions, and it's not cool. I mean, nothing against him as a player, but it just so happens you just can't trust that dude in a big moment. And then what it means for next week is Bo Nix fracturing his ankle is like a horrific product of an unknown sect of New England Etsy witches operating independently from our fandom. So it's not us doing it, but like I do bet it's some sort of dark magic cult in New England going on that I have no part of personally. But again, injuries are part of the game. They suck. I don't want them on anybody, but you do have to play the team in front of you. So that's important for this coming week. And then what's next for Josh Allen? I expect personally big spending, big restructures, and like an entire shift in the Bills thinking. I think that they thought they could kind of, we paid Josh Allen, now we can get everything on the margins to save some money, and he'll make our thing go. You can't do it to him. You got to build a team around this guy to go and capture it. And like, it's ebbs and flows. A couple of years ago, you went all in, so now you had to reload with some draft picks and get some young talent. Now it's time to probably open up the wallet again, in my opinion, for this Bills team, and kind of restructure the players and the culture for this new coach, and shift some people out of here. But Louis, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the storyline of this game has really been about the Bills, so I want to take a little time to talk about the Broncos. We kind of panned this Sean Payton move a little while ago, like what they spent to bring him in. I think he's been worth it. I think he's proven that he still knows how to coach well in this league. I think he knows still how to build a team and get it all moving in the right direction. And he doesn't win pretty, but he wins, and that's what you want in a coach. And to be honest, like the Patriots are obviously my pick to win this coming week, but I don't feel like it's a slam dunk. I honestly feel like it might be a more competitive game than what they just played against us. You know what I mean? So I think the Broncos and Bo Nix, also like have played a really good game. He had some bad throws, and he had some, like you said, errant decisions, I felt like, when the pressure hit. But I feel like he did a pretty good job not regressing in the game, and like not making horrendous decisions, not unnecessarily putting the ball in danger a lot. Like he held to the system and the beliefs, and I think it paid off for the Broncos.
He continues to show the moxie and the grit late in games, like shit that I don't really need to be seeing. Like, like I didn't want to see. I mean, obviously but continue.
Then for the Bills side, it's like we've already kind of talked about these things. I think Josh Allen wants so badly to just will his team to a Super Bowl. And I never want to mess with a man's money. I think if he really feels so strongly about wanting to get this done, I think you would look at freeing up some cap to bring in some weapons here. You know what I mean? Like with mega contracts like that, it's like you can't have everything. Like Josh has a good offensive line. You don't get to have a good offensive line and good wide receivers and good edge rushers, all of which you need to close out games. I think the edge rusher thing's been haunting the Bills for a long time. I think the wide receiver misses in the draft have been haunting them for a long time. And I think, honestly, like if it were up to me, like McDermott and Brandin Beane would have been gone at the same time. I wouldn't have promoted Brandin Beane and then fired Sean McDermott. I feel like there's Maxwell Hairston has not been my favorite pick. I think Dalton Kincaid hasn't really been. I mean, he's good when he's there. He's pretty unreliable at times. He's injured, which you can't always control. But I mean, like the Keon Coleman pick's disaster. Most of the defensive picks haven't really been panning out. Like, I just feel like there's been some mismanagement, and we're still riding on the fact that, he's the Josh Allen guy. Like, so I think the Bills may be tying their hands a little bit with that. But we'll see. I think Josh Allen's going to be a force. I think the Bills are constantly going to be Super Bowl favorites, but at the end of the day, like what we're going to pan CJ Stroud for here in a minute, like Josh wasn't taking care of the ball either. And I think when quarterbacks want to win really badly, they start regressing to what they remember from college, which is I can do this. I can will this team to a win, because that's true in college. Like good quarterbacks can will a team to win in college. Good quarterbacks cannot will a team to win in the NFL. It's too complimentary. It's too total rounding.
At least not every single week, at least not every
not in the playoffs, not against good teams.
No.
So
two quick points to bring up for this matchup, then we can move on to the Texans Pats and get in depth on that one. One is what are we doing on the play that Bo Nix got hurt on, running a like random QB power, like when the game's pretty much in hand at that point, like you have to run the ball. Maybe you need like one more decent 10-yard play, but like what are we doing? I don't get it. That's how he broke his ankle. That's how he fractured his ankle, is on that play. He goes up and gets tackled and tries to land after the tackle, and his ankle tweaks and it cracks on that play. Like what's the thought process on that? You know what I mean?
I think why are you not just handing it a run up the middle 3 times in a row?
I know, man.
Like, yeah, it just.
You said,
I agree.
like,
it's gonna be when they lose this week, I think it's gonna be a part that we're gonna reflect on in the offseason of like, there's no reason that this had to happen. Like, this is why every coaching call matters, every play call matters, because at the end of the day, like, you're always opening yourself up to that, and you can't play scared of it, but you also don't want to just make bad decisions.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to add too, I heard on the radio today that Bo Nix averages 450 yards like running behind the line of scrimmage a game. Like, and that's what, and like people, like I started to think like, wait a minute, this might be why he is good late in games, because defenses are so freaking tired from tracing them sideline to sideline, or like the pocket's always moving. He's always rolling out or some sort of motion. So it's like the defensive line's always moving. Then you get later on in the games here, and they get tired if like, and generally speaking, defenders get tired, and people on offense, you get more energy as the game goes on, especially if you're playing well. I thought that was kind of crazy. Jared Stidham isn't doing none of that. Like, I think it's just a crazy way. Like, Sean, if anybody can do it, Sean Payton is the guy there, but like, it's a crazy thing to try and change your offense to that extent.
Yeah.
So
no, agree.
I didn't realize how much he meant to it. Like, moving around that much and thinking about it, you're like, damn, that's probably why they're coming back later in these games. They're just well conditioned.
Yeah.
But
it's a good point.
All right, cool. Let's move on to our next game. But actually, first I want to throw this up because I made it and I don't want to not